So in half cycle, the reduction in the amplitude so this value is equal to 2f upon k. Okay. So again, from this point, so this is the half cycle, that is a pi radian. After this point, mass will start the motion towards the right side, from left to right. Okay. So from this point, that is the left extreme position, to right extreme position. Okay. Again, the displacement, it will reduce by the same value, 2f upon k. And therefore, when the mass will reach at the right extreme position again, after one cycle, compared to the first position, that is the x0, this total reduction in its amplitude or the displacement, this is equal to 2f upon k plus 2f upon k. So in one cycle, the total reduction in the amplitude, this is equal to 4f upon k. So this value, this is 4f upon k. And the position, it is not 4f upon k. If you want to find out the position, so position of the mass after one complete cycle, this is equal to x0 minus 4f upon k. 4f upon k, it is the only reduction with respect to the initial displacement. And x0 minus 4f upon k, it will give the position with respect to mean line. Okay. So from this derivation, we determine the equation for x, that is the position for the Coulomb's damping, position of the mass. Okay. And also we have found out what is the reduction in the amplitude after half cycle and after one complete cycle. Now we have to find out what is the damp frequency for this oscillation. Okay. In the viscous damping, so for the viscous damping, we have the equation for omega d, which is called as a damp frequency or damp natural frequency. This is equal to 1 minus zeta square into omega n. Okay. So it is different than the natural frequency for the free oscillation. So similarly, we have to find out what is the frequency of Coulomb's damping. Okay. So for that, if you observe the waveform for the Coulomb's damping, it is similar to the viscous damping. So this is also cyclic waveform. So this is x versus angle omega nt. But what is the frequency equation? Okay, so we have to find out that equation. And therefore, we will consider the equation of motion. So which is x double dot plus k upon m into x minus fk upon m. This is equal to 0, or this is fr. Okay, so refer the first equation for the Coulomb's damping. This equation So it will give the value of the natural frequency. Okay, so here I will take this k by m common. So x double dot plus k by m in bracket, it is x minus, from this term if I take the k by m common, so remaining term will be fr upon k, and this is equal to 0. Okay, now take this term as a variable. So I will take this as a y, that is equal to x minus fr upon m. So assume any variable y for x minus fr upon m, and therefore y double dot, just differentiate this equation, so it will become x double dot, as fr upon m is a constant value, so its derivative will be 0. So we can put this value in this equation. So replace x double dot by y double dot plus k upon m, and this x minus fr upon k as a y, this is equal to 0. Okay, now this equation, it is similar to the simple harmonic equation, which is a x double dot plus omega square into x is equal to 0. Okay, so omega square means this term k upon m. So for this equation, its frequency omega is equal to square root k upon m. Okay, this equation, it performs the cyclic motion about x is equal to 0. Okay, so about x is equal to 0, it will perform the cyclic motion, that is a simple harmonic motion with the frequency omega. So therefore this equation, it should perform the cyclic motion about y is equal to 0. So here I will assume y is equal to 0. And what is y? So from this equation, this is x minus fr upon m, this is equal to 0. Okay, and x is equal to plus fr upon m. About this point, mass is performing the simple harmonic motion with the frequency square root k upon m. It is only for the half revolution or half oscillation, that is from right side to the left side. Okay, so where is this point? X is equal to plus fr upon m. So this is x is equal to 0. So somewhere on the right side, so this is the point which is nothing but x is equal to plus fr upon m. So during the half cycle only, mass performs the cyclic motion, simple harmonic motion with this frequency about x is equal to f upon m. That means if you measure this distance from this point up to this point, and if you measure from this point up to this point, it will remain same. Okay, and therefore this is a mean point for half cycle. Again, for remaining half cycle, that is from the left side to the right side, it will perform the same cyclic motion with the same frequency, but here point will be, that is a mean point will be x is equal to minus f upon m. Okay, so that point will be, so this is the point which is x is equal to minus f upon m. Okay, so from left to right, this is the midpoint for that oscillation. Okay, so this point is changing just because of the frictional force, that is the direction of frictional force. From right to left, direction of frictional force is towards the right, and from left to right, friction force will be towards the left side. Okay, and therefore this point is changing continuously. For half cycle it is a positive, and for half cycle it is negative, and therefore in Coulomb's damping, mass performs the simple harmonic motion about the points x is equal to plus or minus f upon m, sorry, yes, sorry, I made mistake. This is the k value, x minus f upon k. This is k value. So this is f upon k. So mass will perform the simple harmonic motion in the Coulomb's damping about the point x is equal to plus or minus f upon k. That is, for half cycle it is x is equal to plus f upon k, and for remaining half cycle this is x is equal to minus f upon k. Okay, and as this is simple harmonic motion, okay, so its frequency omega, that is a damped frequency, this is equal to omega n only, and that is equal to square root k upon m. Okay, so I have given this question in your assignment number 2. Why in the Coulomb's damping mass performs the simple harmonic motion and it is having the same frequency which is equal to omega n. So this is the answer for that. Okay, so this is all about the Coulomb's damping, the equation of motion, then reduction per half cycle and per cycle, and the mean position for the cyclic motion. So you have to remember mean position, it is not x is equal to 0, but it is x is equal to plus f upon k, and it is x is equal to minus f upon k. And frequency for the Coulomb's damping, it is same as the natural frequency, which is equal to square root k upon m. Okay, so now we will solve some problems on the Coulomb's damping. So in this problem, a vibrating system having the mass 50 kg and the stiffness of the spring 500 Newton per meter is damped by the Coulomb's damping with the frictional force is 6 Newton. So it is a constant frictional force. If the mass given initial displacement 300 mm, then determine the first is loss of the amplitude per cycle. So it is a reduction. Then number of cycle before stopping, time elapsed before stopping, and distance at which the mass stopped from the mean position. Okay. So this is the schematic diagram for the given vibratory system. So from the mean position, the mass is already displaced towards the right. So this is the x0 value. This x0 value is given, mass is given, k value is given. Okay, so note down the given data. This mass is 50 kg, then k is equal to 500 Newton per meter. Initial displacement x0, this is equal to 300 millimeter. So this is a 0.3 meter. And the frictional force, so this is a Fr, that is equal to 6 Newton. Okay. So first question is we should find out the loss of the amplitude. So loss of the amplitude per cycle, it is nothing but the reduction per cycle. So we have this value, this is equal to 4F upon K. It is a standard formula. So this is 4 into 6 and K value is 500. So this is equal to 48 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Okay, so this is the reduction per cycle. Second question is number of cycle before stopping. Okay, so we will assume after performing some n cycle, assume after n cycle, mass will stop at x is equal to 0. Okay, that means if you perform n cycle, for each cycle its amplitude will go on reducing, and after n cycle its amplitude it will become 0. So I will assume xn as a 0. So this is a hypothetical case. So in order to have this value xn is equal to 0 after n cycle, we can write the equation xn, this is equal to initial value is x0 minus, it will perform the n cycle, and for each cycle its amplitude will reduce by this value, that is a 4f upon k. Okay, so for each cycle its amplitude will reduce by 4f upon k. So for such n cycle, if you subtract the value from x0, finally we should get the value as a 0. Okay, so this is 0, x0, this is given, sorry, x0 is 0.3 minus n cycle, which is an unknown value, and this 4f upon k, we already found out this value, this is 48 10 raised to minus 3. So finally you will get the value n is equal to, this is 6.25 cycles. So if the mass oscillate for 6.25 cycles, then finally its amplitude it will become 0. Okay, so this is the answer for the second question. Now we should find out the time elapsed before stopping. Okay, so in order to calculate this time elapsed, that is the time taken by the mass to stop, so we should find out the exact position where the mass will stop. Okay, so this is a hypothetical condition. We have assumed finally its amplitude it will become 0. Okay, but we should check its exact position. Therefore we will assume mass will complete this 6 complete cycle. Okay, so at 6 complete cycle, what is the position of the mass? So as we have got the value n is equal to 6.25 cycle. Okay, so consider the complete cycle before this value. That means it will complete 6 complete cycle. So mass completes 6 cycles. So position of the mass after 6 cycles. So we can find out this value by the same equation. Xn is equal to x0 minus n into 4f upon k. Okay. In some of the books, this value 4f upon k, it is taken as a delta. So therefore, in that book, you can find this equation. Xn is equal to x0 minus n into delta. Okay, so it is the same equation. So Xn means what? Now we should consider these 6 cycles. So this value is a x6, which is to be determined. X0 value, this is a 300, that is a 0.3, minus n is 6, and 4f upon k, this is equal to 48 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, now find out the x6 value. So x6 value, this is equal to 12 mm. Okay, that means after 6 complete cycles, so this is the initial displacement, that is x0. So this is the one cycle. This is second cycle. This is third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So this position, so this is the x6 with respect to this mean line or zero line. Okay, so that is equal to 12 mm. So now we will check after 12 mm, that is x6, is there any possibility for the remaining oscillation? Okay, and therefore we will check whether the mass will stop at this position only. So there is a condition, if this spring force, it becomes equal to the frictional force at any position, then mass will stop immediately at that position. Okay, and it will not move for the remaining oscillations or remaining cycles. So first check this condition. So we will find out the spring force. So spring force, this is equal to K into deformation. So deformation is nothing but the x6 only. So K into x or x6, this is equal to, so K value is 500 and x6 is 12 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this value, this is equal to 6 Newton. Okay, and what is the spring force? Sorry, frictional force. This is also 6 Newton. Okay, that means when mass is at x6 position, that is after performing 6 oscillation, this is the mass. So this is the x6. Okay, so spring force Fk, it will try to pull the mass towards the mean position. At the same time, friction force is opposite to the spring force. So this is the Fr. Okay, and at x6 position, both the forces are same. Fk it is equal to Fr. So this is the equilibrium, and therefore mass will not move towards the left side. Okay, it will remain stationary at this position only. So at x6, which is equal to 12 mm, mass is stationary, that is mass will stop. So therefore mass will stop at x6, which is equal to 12 mm. Okay, so now refer the question. Distance at which mass stops from the main position. So this is the answer for question D. It will stop at x is equal to 12 mm. And what is the time elapsed before stopping? Okay, that means till x6, how much is the time taken? And therefore, we will find out this by natural frequency equation. The time taken to complete 6 cycles. So this is equal to, for one cycle, what is the time taken? As we have the equation for damped frequency or omega n, which is square root k by m. Okay. So from this equation, we will get the time period. It is equal to 2 pi upon omega n. Okay. So this is time for one cycle. We want the time for 6 cycle before stopping. So find out this time, put the value of k, and mass is 50 kg. K is given 500. So calculate this time. And then for 6 cycles, total time, this is equal to 6 into 2 pi upon omega n. So this is 6 into 2 pi upon the omega n value. So k is 500 and this is 50 kg mass. So finally you will get the equation as this is 11 point. Okay, so this is the total time taken by the mass before stopping. Okay, so we'll stop here.